How do you know if your foundation is oil-based or water-based? Well, I wanted to kind of test it out, especially for myself, because I have combination skin, and that makes a big difference if you are prone to breaking out, acne, things like that. So I wanted to kind of go through some of the foundations that I have because I wanted to see if it was more oil-based or not. And if it is, what brush should you be using? A sponge, or a beauty blender, or just a regular brush? So these are some of the questions that I kind of wanted to answer for you. So I did a test and I'll kind of share with you guys what that looks like. But basically taking any of the foundations that you normally use on a regular basis and going in and taking a bowl of water or a cup of water and just putting a couple of drops. So if you do notice that they drop straight to the bottom, your foundation, then it's oil-based. It's heavy, it's going to go to the bottom. But if it kind of lingers towards the top or starts to spread out, then you know that your foundation is water-based. And so with that is actually something that's really good to know when you're applying your foundation. So there's like so many different ones that I like to use, but I was surprised to know that they're all oil-based, and so I'm kind of like, maybe that's why I get shiny halfway through the day. So I think for myself, and as I'm getting older and I live in a dry climate, I need to switch to a water-based foundation just to aid in the moisturization. So I am going to be using, now that I know that it's an oil-based foundation, oil and water don't mix. So I'm not going to be using a wet beauty blender to kind of blend that out because it's just going to make it look cakey over time. So I'm just going to stick to my dry brushes, maybe something like this, to kind of just, apply my foundation so it looks a lot more even, or just using a dry beauty blender. But you want to use something that's dry with oil and wet when it's water-based.